What is up, YouTube? I am pumped for this video. So we are gonna dive into number one, how to truly make the booty gains. Because I know you guys are always DMing me, which I absolutely love, and commenting on my pictures saying, your booty is goals, which I appreciate that so much, but I want you guys to start to get those booty gains. I'm gonna walk you guys through all the exercises that I'm going to be doing, that you guys are gonna be watching, and it's gonna be fantastic. Pin squats are one of my absolute favorite exercises. With pin squats, what you want to do is you want to set up the pins, which are kind of considered the safety on the Smith machine, and you want to set them up at basically parallel when you squat. So when you go to the Smith machine, see if you can squat to around parallel, and that's where you want those pins to be set on the Smith machine. When you actually perform this exercise, what you want to do is you want to be squatting until you hit those pins, so you hit parallel, and you want to make this a complete stop. And then once you've hit that stop, you want to explode upward, pushing through your heels and using your quads to really push yourself up. Hip thrusts are one of my absolute favorite exercises. I use them every single time I do any kind of leg day. Here you can see I'm actually using the Smith machine to do my hip thrust. What you want to do here is you want to make sure that the bar on the Smith machine is directly above your hips. I actually use this little pad, as you can see the pink pad there. I will put the link below for you guys. You're going to want to lean back against the bench so your shoulder blades are right near the top of it. You're going to want to push through your heels. I a lot of times actually take my shoes off just so I can really push through my heels and feel that motion through the back of the feet, through the heels, and you're going to want to push that weight up, literally pushing from your hamstrings, from your glutes, pushing through those heels, and squeeze at the top with every single rep so your glutes are on fire. Okay, here we actually have a cable Romanian deadlift. When you're doing this, you again want to push through your heels here. There is a very slight bend in your knees. Your back is very straight, staying in line with your body, and you are pulling that weight, pushing through your heels. The next thing we have are walking lunges. The motion needs to be slow and controlled. Your knees shouldn't go beyond your toes because this can actually cause knee pain, and you're going to want to stop at a 90-degree angle. Then from here, you're going to want to push through your heels back to starting position. Next we have cable squats, which are one of my favorite exercises. As you guys can see, again, I am pushing through my heels when I'm going through the motions. My feet are about shoulder width apart. My knees are not bowing inward. They are staying as if they are going outward almost. And my back is straight and in line with my body. I am not overly leaning forward or arching my back. Here we have a Romanian dumbbell deadlift, also called RDL. What we're gonna wanna do here is very similar to many of the other leg exercises. You're gonna wanna make sure you are pushing through your heels. You wanna make sure that your back is remaining straight so it is in line with the rest of your body. With the Romanian deadlift, there is going to be a slight bend in your knee. You're going to want to push back with your butt and basically make sure that you are leaning forward until your hamstrings start to feel tension in them. Then you can pull back up. You do not need to go all the way down to the floor with the dumbbells. You can stop when you feel that tension in your hamstrings. So next we have Curtsy pulse lunges. Here you are going to want to keep your body facing forward while stepping one leg laterally behind the other. Your front knee is going to make a 90-degree angle while pushing through the heel of the front foot. All weight should be in the front foot as well, just to make sure that you are getting the full burn on your glutes. When we push through the heel, what actually happens is it helps us get a better feel on our glutes and hamstrings when doing these exercises. Once you have completed that first step, then push through the heel, returning to starting position. So something I want to talk to you guys about making the booty gains, but no, for real, actually seeing that muscle growth, is that it's really important, of course, obviously, to make sure that we are lifting heavy, but it's also very important to make sure that our form is good. Because if we are actually training with bad form and every single day we're going to the gym and we're having bad form, what's gonna happen is our body is going to start to actually build muscle with bad form. So if we're doing, tricep extensions, instead of pushing our shoulders back, we're letting them lean forward, we are actually going to start building our muscles with our shoulders leaning forward rather than having them pushed back with good form. If you actually go to bodybuilding.com, they have an entire exercise library, a whole entire database with walking you through the form and things like that. So the second thing that I really want you guys to focus on, and I've said this so many times, but I want you to focus on the mind to muscle connection. So when you are working out, you are thinking about the muscle that is being worked. This has been such a game changer for me, because you're thinking about the actual muscle instead of just going through the motions. This is you going through the motions. You're actually focusing on the muscle being worked, and you can really get into that zone and start to really use that muscle to pull the weight or to push the weight. And it is a game changer for, seeing that actual progress. But the third thing that is incredibly important, guys, I kid you not, I did not start seeing progress until I started doing this, was tracking your macros. And I say this and everybody's like, okay, Caitlen, you always talk about tracking your macros, but I don't mean just, willy-nilly kind of tracking them here or there, or using some online calculator that's not taking into account your metabolism. Knowing where your metabolism sits when calculating macros is so incredibly important, guys. So when you go to, those online calculators where you're typing in your weight, your height, your age, your activity factor, those things, and you're typing it into just like an automated calculator and it shoots out these numbers, what happens when you're using automated calculators, online calculators, and things like that, where you're just typing this information in, is you could actually end up eating way more than you need to. Your macros could be incorrect and you could end up gaining weight, which is not cool. When you're tracking your macros, what's happening is you're actually knowing how much you should exactly eat for your body. And crazy enough, the body composition for someone who's tracking their macros and someone who's just eating healthy or, just tracking their calories is gonna be completely different. Protein, carbs, and fat each have their own very, very important, purpose in our body. Protein, helping our body with muscle recovery and muscle growth. It is actually possible to eat way too much protein, and it's also possible to eat too little protein. Crazy enough, there is a golden number. Carbs are amazing, amazing, amazing for, making sure that our body has energy that it needs and going into our body to refuel glycogen stores that are actually depleted when we work out. And fat's actually awesome for hormonal balance. So basically what you wanna do is you wanna make sure that you're tracking your macros. So way back when, I was tracking just my calories, not my macros, and I was actually at a very extreme calorie deficit. And what was happening is, number one, I wasn't getting enough protein for my muscles. Number two, I was actually doing low carb and low fat. So I was just basically in a very low calorie deficit. But I was working my butt off in the gym and I was not seeing results. I dove into tracking macros. I did something where it's called a reverse diet, which, because I was at a very extreme, low calorie number, I was less than, I think it was like 1,000 calories, somewhere around there. Then I started to do something called a reverse diet, where I slowly started to increase my metabolism, which was so freaking cool. So I started tracking my macros, had enough protein, had enough carbs, had enough fat, did this reverse diet. And what's so cool about a reverse diet is you can slowly start to eat more food, going through very specific changes. This is actually what I teach in my high-level coaching program. So my one-on-one coaching, my mastermind, and this really cool program that's coming out soon, guys. I will actually teach you everything that I do as a coach. So you get an 8-week course in all of these, so you actually can learn how to make these adjustments to your macros. So you can learn how to reverse diet. You can learn how to slowly increase those macros every few weeks based on certain, variables that can kind of come into play. And you can actually start to increase your food, decrease your cardio, and see the most amazing body recomposition happening because you're getting more food to fuel your body. So that's what my high-level programs teach. Mastermind, one-on-one, and this cool program coming out. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this YouTube. I had so much fun making it. These tips are awesome, guys. All the resources are below. If you are interested in one of my high-level coaching programs, go ahead and shoot me a DM at cschmidt.fit. If you are more just into, getting your custom macros, the macro calculator link is going to be below for you guys. If you want something that's a little bit, not as high level, where you're not learning how to make all the adjustments and everything, I do have Sweat with C. Schmidt as well. You will get number one, you'll get weekly workouts. Number two, I will actually do your macros for you. I will calculate your macros for you right when you enroll into Sweat with C. Schmidt. But every time your membership renews, I will actually adjust your macros for you. It is set up as a membership. You can cancel anytime you want. You're not going to want to, because it's going to be awesome. Don't forget to shoot me a subscribe, a like, a comment, hit me up with all the fun details, and let me know what you guys want to see next.